topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Surprise!
Well, wait a minute. Why are they surprised? The name of the show they're going to be surprised at. So we want to welcome you. You know, what is today, Thursday? Every Thursday at 5 o'clock. I'm having to think because we do 8 shows a week all over the country. Today's show is South Florida and Philadelphia. And we just found out that our family lawyer is sick today. Well, she gave us plenty of notice, like 2 minutes ago. So we had plenty of time to plan for this. But Sophia and I do a show called Eat and Critique. It's about South Florida restaurants. And we are restaurant critics. So we're going to talk about South Florida restaurants for the next 20, 25 minutes.
This is going to be fun.
It's going to be different because we're both looking at each other without preparing.
I have an idea.
Oh, okay.
So join us Monday, 6 p.m. We have an amazing restaurant coming on. It's called Firefin Grill in Palm Beach Gardens. It's a upscale fish restaurant. It's on, and they had the most amazing chef.
The whole staff was amazing. The owner, I got to tell you, first of all, we should have known this was going to be an outstanding tasting. For those of you who thought they were turning into a family law show, well, Sophia and I we go and do what's called a tasting at a restaurant, and they bring us
whatever they want.
Yeah,
chef's choice.
It's not just one dish. It's usually about 5 to 7 dishes.
We got there. I saw the table. It was formally set with a printed menu, and I could not believe it. I was like, Steve, look.
They did a special printed menu just for us.
Just for us.
So we knew we're in for a great tasting. Now, if the food can be great, which we kind of already knew, Sophia has actually dined there many times. Mm-hmm. And it was her idea to call them. So we went there. They had the owner, the chef, the general manager, and the manager waiting on us.
Yes.
Again, the name of the restaurant's called Firefin
Grill.
And
Grill on PGA.
Yes.
Next to Carmine's. In case
that's what everybody
listening.
would know by that. So for the next 15, 20 minutes, we are going to make you so hungry. And we do this. We can kind of promote Eat and Critique, because what Sophia and I do is we also have our top 10. Like last week, we did pizza. Top 10 pizzas in Palm Beach, and then we did the same thing for Broward. And every week we do a different cuisine. This way it gives you ideas of restaurants that are great, restaurants that aren't so great. And it's really, the show is on Mondays at 6 o'clock. So if you would like to, all you got to do is go to www.w4cy.com, and you can either watch us or you can listen to us. But we highlight great. Well, I was going to say we highlight great restaurants, but we also talk about bad restaurants.
Big Beach.
Yes, it's funny.
Anyway, it's the same link as
Yes.
you're tuning in today. And go to our website, www.eatandcritiquetvshow.com. The "and" is spelled out. All of our past shows are on there.
Yes.
Upcoming events, I need to update. But
A lot of
everything's
great
there.
pictures on there from events that Sophie and I have done. You would not believe the numbers for our show. I am so, I got numbers today. She usually asks me on Tuesday, and I didn't get them. And she asked me yesterday if I got her numbers. And I have kind of an inside person. I'm not going to say, I am not going to say who he's with, but I have a way to get certain numbers. But I got to tell you that our show is growing by leaps and bounds. And I forgot the publication I was looking at one day, and it said top 15 restaurant TV shows. Top 15 TV restaurant shows. And there was something familiar about it.
It popped out.
It did. It literally popped out. And it had Guy Fieri. It had Anthony Bourdain, because his show is still on, even though he's gone. And the third one was Eat and Critique.
It was a logo we recognized.
Yeah.
I was like, are you sure that's us? But he didn't copy our logo. It was us.
It was us. And I don't know if I've told you this. When I did the show 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I got to tell you, we won a lot of awards. This is my favorite award.
That was an amazing award.
The shows that were...
We were next to Guy Fieri, the picture. That was an awesome, awesome day.
The editor must have been in a fight with his wife that night or something.
No, we were actually doing the website that day.
Yeah. So, and I got to brag too. Sophia has never done a website before, ever.
No.
And I can't believe I asked her if she would do our website.
You didn't ask. I did.
That's true, because I didn't think you could. Folks, if you'll go to www.eat, and you got to spell it out, critiquetvshow.com, Sophia did the most incredible website I've ever seen. And so, I have never had a website. I wanted one bad, but it's like, it would have to be really good. Restaurants are so important to people.
Happy birthday early.
Why'd you say that?
Happy birthday early.
Oh, okay.
That's your gift.
So she put it together. I'm going, you know what? She's very smart. She's very intelligent. But to do a website for the first time, and I'm going to tell you, you built the most incredible website I've ever seen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do I get any points for that?
Maybe a couple.
It is. You've got to see it. It's got everything. It's got our awards on there. It's got our restaurants on there. It's got pictures from events that we've done. What am I leaving out?
I have everything on there on a contact page. So we give away gift certificates to restaurants. So if you're listening, Monday would be a good night to watch us.
Oh, yeah.
We have about maybe 10 to 15 gift certificates left to give away. If you're in Broward or Palm Beach.
Can we give away one right now?
I don't
Just
care.
have them send.
Sure, why not?
Okay, listen. The first person who goes to our website, which is www.eatandcritiquetvshow.com, first one in, will win a gift certificate. Now you got to tell
on the
us.
comment page.
Yeah.
On the comment page, which is only us. We can only see it. It'll come automatically to my email. You let me know where you live, your address, and I'll mail you a gift certificate.
Well, here's the thing. We want to know where you live because we have gift certificates for Broward and Palm Beach. So we'll try to get you one that's in your county at least.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got some great gift certificates.
If you're willing to drive to Broward, let us know that too.
Yes.
Because we have an amazing restaurant in Broward called Encontro.
Yes.
So
It's Italian and steakhouse. I mean, just like the other night, we went to a new barbecue place. And I got to tell you, I'm from Texas. So I got to tell you, it was the best barbecue. And it's funny because 2 weeks before that, we ate at another barbecue, and I thought that was the best.
yeah.
But it's called Nev's Barbecue.
In Palm Beach Gardens too.
Yeah.
I never thought we could get better than Bob's.
That's what I thought.
Bob's.
Yeah. But folks, if you like barbecue, whether it's brisket or ribs, beans, barbecue beans, whatever, cornbread,
Ooh,
you will love this place.
I don't even like cornbread, and I hate
You do?
theirs.
Yeah, you like theirs. So again, if you'd like to win a gift certificate, I'll tell you what, we'll even make it easier. We will give a gift certificate to the first 2 people who write us.
I was going to say 2 or 3. We have plenty.
Okay.
We have plenty.
I mean, these are great restaurants. Wow.
We have one to give for Firefin. We have 2 gift certificates.
Ooh,
$50.
that's right.
$50, 2 $50 gift certificates to Firefin.
Ooh, that's right.
It's an amazing restaurant.
It really is. I mean, and the service is impeccable.
The chef's a genius.
Yes. And we've got great restaurants coming up that if you want, the reason why Sophia and I do this is we understand you work hard for your money. Isn't that a song?
You work hard for your money.
Don't sing, Sophia.
That's what my cousin. He's a famous opera singer. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was putting together a play, and they were singing, and I was singing with them. And he stopped everyone.
I know.
Who's singing?
But what was that? You know, I just forgot what I was saying.
You were talking about the restaurants.
Well, yeah, duh. It's a restaurant show today.
No, really.
This is pretty good because we did not plan for this. We do what's called prep for all of our shows, and we sit down.
We don't really prep.
I was going to tell them we spent hours, days prepping.
Like 2 minutes
but
before
this was,
the show.
Yeah, but
No.
this was really last minute.
Well, this one was a shocker. So you were saying that they work hard for their money.
Yeah, this is what Sophia. Thank you, Everett. So there's so many restaurants you can go to, and we want to make sure you know the best ones and the worst ones too. Because listen, you know what? Here's what Sophia and I do. If somebody doesn't get back to us or blows us off a restaurant, there's too many restaurants in town to care. We just go on to the next one. But we want to educate you on some of the best restaurants in South Florida. And one of the things none of our friends or family members understand, if the restaurant's not good, we have to share that. And they all go, but you're going to put them out of business. Well, maybe they need to up their game.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Well, no, don't you dare get sad on me.
But it's.
I mean, would you rather us lie to you and tell you that our bad restaurant is good? No, you want us to tell you the truth. And these restaurants do not pay us.
No, but the other thing is we try to concentrate on the smaller restaurants Maybe
That was Sophia's idea. She's so sweet. She has such a big heart. She said, I want to go after the small restaurants that don't.
family owned.
Yeah,
Family owned. Oops. I want to go on that boat.
we're trying something different today. We're doing, we're in Florida, so
It's
why not?
beautiful.
So what we're doing is we're doing the show outside just to see how it works.
I like it. I've been
Yeah.
inside all
The only
day.
problem we're going to have is Sophia lives right on the water. I guess everybody kind of lives on water somewhere down here, but the boats get loud,
No, wave runners get
wave
loud.
runners. So that's the only problem. But other than that, it's kind of nice doing the show outside. So literally, we decided 30 seconds before the show that we were going to do our restaurant show, our Eat and Critique restaurant show.
It was less than 30 seconds. I think Juan said you have 5 seconds left.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so we did not prepare for this. I hope it's not coming across like that.
But again, if you want to win a restaurant gift certificate, go to our website and write in. The first 2 I get, I'll be mailing you a gift certificate.
They're pretty nice because they're anywhere from $25 to $100.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing we ask is that you tip your server.
And not use it for liquor.
Yeah, I mean, you can get liquor. You got to do that on your own. And that means you won. You can't drink liquor all night. No, but that's the only thing. And if you've won before, let some others win.
True.
See, we don't even give a disclaimer. If you are a family member,
Have won this
yeah,
previously.
you can't, we don't even do that. We love when people win.
So if anybody else knows Rodney Mayo, he owns like 30 restaurants in Palm Beach and I think Broward. He's going to be one of our guests on Monday. Hopefully he can make it.
I'm excited. Have you heard from him?
No, I asked if he had anything specific, so not yet. I guess we'll just.
He has a restaurant
I went with him.
On Dixie.
Hallie's.
And I'm telling you, sometimes late at night you want something to eat, but nothing's open. Hallie's is open. It's not, I mean, I hope this doesn't offend him. It's not much of the
It's
interior place.
It's an old diner. I forget I think it was a Woolworths or, one of those old pharmacies that they used to have the bar stools to go in and eat at the counter. It's from the 50s. He kept the nostalgia. He wanted to keep the look of and there's art all over the walls from local artists.
His food is so good. His menu is so extensive. Mm-hmm. So since I've been in South Florida, in Texas, biscuits and gravy everybody does biscuits and gravy and chicken fried steak. And I had not found chicken. I found chicken fried steak, but not fried steak. Hallie's has chicken fried steak, biscuits, and cream gravy that is out of this world. I know that Sophia looks at me funny because every time we go there, I order the same thing, and they've got this huge, extensive menu. You can order even breakfast, right?
Mm-hmm. You can order breakfast at night. They have grits and shrimp. Reubens are really good. They have specials. They have TV dinner specials.
Yes.
To kind of go with the theme of the restaurant. It's a cute little
Haven't
restaurant.
you had the roast beef sandwich there? Was that you? Mm-mm. I don't know what anybody else.
No,
you had some kind of sandwich.
I always get Reubens if I get a sandwich, but they had this shrimp special. I wish they would do it again. A salad. I think it was like a taco salad. And they don't do that a lot. And that's what I got. I usually get the specials.
Hey, Juan, we're talking on the air to Juan, our great producer. Let us know when our next guest comes on. Our next guest is an expert. And listen to this, stop snoring.
I need that. Margaret needs
Yeah.
that.
And I'm on a CPAP machine. Okay, she's back in the green room. But I have a CPAP machine. I have sleep apnea really bad. And we're going to do a deal. I forgot to tell you this. We're going to do a deal. She's going to try it on. She has this technique that she gets a lot of people to stop snoring.
Well, I can't wait to hear this one because
and I'm going to be the guinea pig, but I trust her though. I mean, she's done this for thousands of people. Let's bring on Janet Bennett.
Hello.
There she is.
Hey.
The famous railing stairs behind you.
What should I hang from my stairs?
That's how she gets them to stop snoring. She just sticks them in between
She
those.
sticks her neck in between the rails.
Exactly.
So,
Bad.
Janet, I was just telling people that I have sleep apnea, and I'm gonna be a test case.
Yes, you are.
And wow, that means Janet, and I believe it's gonna work because I trust you so much. But if this works, that means I don't have to use my machine anymore.
Well, I can't address the machine.
I know you can't, but I can.
Okay, that's right.
So she's not saying this. I am. Because, folks, I'm going to tell you something. A CPAP machine with a mask is the most uncomfortable way to sleep. But it's better than snoring.
Stop breathing in the middle of the night.
It is. It's very. Janet, tell people how dangerous it is.
Well, let her tell them her
Sorry.
background first.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. She got the biggest smile I've ever seen. So we're doing this. And you're in two cities. You're in Philadelphia today, and you're in South Florida.
Great.
See, I'll do anything for you.
Okay.
I
All
want
right.
you
Well,
do well.
okay,
But
so
tell everybody about the practice.
StopSnoringPhilly.com. We are glad to be there with you. And StopSnoringDallas.com. Is that correct? Dallas.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, today it's Philly for South Florida and Philadelphia.
Right.
And we also have one for Houston, too.
Okay. Also, we can use correctmytonguethrust.com. I want everybody to take a note of that, correctmytonguethrust.com. And you might be saying, if this is your first time, you might be saying, well, what does tongue thrust have to do with stopping snoring? Well, I'll explain that in a minute, but very quickly, because I do have a little story for you today.
Good.
Yeah. Very quickly, I'm Janet Bennett. I'm a speech pathologist. I've been doing this for over 40 years. And I was treating a 14-year-old football player. This was about 20 years ago. And I was treating him for a tongue thrust. So a tongue thrust is when you swallow and your tongue pushes the back of your teeth, and you might end up having buck teeth. Or your tongue comes out when you swallow, and you might have an open bite. But anyway, the orthodontists refer people to me for a tongue thrust, because if they put braces on them and make their teeth beautiful and then take the braces off without coming to see me, their teeth will go right back where they were. So that's the connection there. But I've discovered, treating so many people with tongue thrusts, that they breathe through their mouth and they usually snore and maybe have sleep apnea. So all of that goes together. So when I treat a tongue thrust, you're also going to get treated for snoring, whether you want to be or not. Okay. So that's what that has to do with it. But anyway, I was treating a 14-year-old football player, and I had done 2 weeks of exercises, tongue exercises with him. And his mother came into my office and she said, "What are you doing with Adam?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, he's always been the loudest snorer in the world. He rattled our windows and now he's not making a sound." So I didn't know anything about snoring. And I looked at Adam, said, "Tell me more." And he told me he can concentrate better in school. He's making better grades and he runs faster. So that was what caught my attention, that he ran faster because, like I
His
said,
energy level went up.
that's right. That's right. Because he was sleeping. He was getting, see, when you are a snorer or breathe through your mouth, you can't get into REM sleep. So you don't get any deep sleep. Okay. So anyway, I went on the internet and I thought for sure that I would find out that they were treating snoring with tongue exercises. I mean, that was normal for me because I work
Hey,
with
Janet,
that a
I
lot.
want to ask. Sophia's in the healthcare business. Had you ever heard of tongue thrust? You had? Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
just didn't realize what she just said about the REMs. I had no idea that they didn't go to REM.
Right. That's because they're mouth breathing. Mouth breathing is the
I'm a
culprit.
mouth breather.
So that means your mouth is slightly open?
Well,
You breathe
it can be wide open. I think a lot of people, when they hear mouth breathing, I think that sometimes they deny it. They say, "No, I don't breathe through my mouth," because
I
they picture someone, you know, with their mouth wide open.
You want to do that again, Janet?
But actually, you can just have a little place that's open when you're sleeping. You know, sometimes when a person lays on their side, they don't realize it, but maybe their hand can actually open their lips and they end up breathing through their mouth that way. But anyway,
Janet, may I ask you a question? If your lips are dry in the morning, does that mean that you're breathing through your mouth overnight?
well, it can indicate that air's been passing back and forth, you know,
From your mask, probably.
but
No,
I
no, I
think
just had before I got the mask.
you would have a dry mouth
Okay.
before you'd have dry lips, you know.
Okay.
All right. But during the day, when people are awake and they breathe through their mouth, you know, outside, they're getting air in and out. And that's when they use the chapstick and that vicious cycle goes on. But anyway, let me get back to the 14-year-old.
Yeah, Adam, how long had you been working with Adam before you could notice a difference?
He had only attended 2 sessions.
Wow.
Well, see, so my program is 7, is that 7? It's 7 weeks long. So I have 7 lessons. He had attended 2 lessons and he had learned several tongue exercises that he had practiced every day, 2 times a day. So that shows you how it can be you can see results very quickly. It depends on the person. Does that person take it seriously? Do they get mindful about it and say, "I'm not going to let my tongue come out," or whatever, you know, their goal is? But anyway, so I am going back real quickly. I found 86 people all over the United States that I wanted to treat, and I wanted them to help me word the program because, see, I decided right then, well, I couldn't let that go. That's just me. I could not have that information and not share it with the world. And so that's why I took it on myself to come up with a new program. Anyway, these 86 people, 94% stopped snoring.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
94%?
It is.
I don't even know if the CPAP is that good.
No,
That's really good, Janet. That is wonderful. So that was your test program.
Yeah. I did. I didn't have a control group. So, and it didn't get published in a journal, but that didn't matter to me at the time. I just quickly had to figure out if this is where, if this is what I was going to be doing. And it was. You can't help somebody make such a change in their life without sharing it.
Yes.
And the sharing it isn't to break HIPAA rules or anything. It's to help another one get better. Okay. So I do want to share with you something today, if I may. I evaluated a new person yesterday, adult female, about 27 years old.
Ooh, that's
She had
young to snore.
she had lots of physical problems. And I was, when I first meet with somebody, it's our discovery time. And I ask lots of questions because I want to know what's going on and what, if anything, I think I can help them with. So she and I were talking about, her waking up with a dry mouth and different things like that. And she told me earlier that about a year ago, she had had some heart palpitations, and that they weren't real sure what it was. She wore a heart monitor, and they just said, yeah, it's heart palpitations. Then later on, when she and I are talking, I'm asking her about, how she feels when she wakes up. And she said, when I wake up in the morning, it's usually because I've gone. And so
Right, I understand that.
she said that she would do that noise and it would wake her up in the morning.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. I said, that is a symptom of sleep apnea. Okay, because it sounds like you stopped breathing and you something made your brain wake you up, And I said, but you said that you had heart palpitations. I said, did the doctor not know about this, the way you wake up? And she said, well, I didn't tell him. So think about what I just said. You were talking about how dangerous this is.
This is
Okay.
very dangerous.
Okay, so she's
You could die
been to the
you could die,
cardiologist.
right?
Huh?
You could die if you have sleep apnea.
Yes.
Well, you could if you stay out long enough. But my point is here, this lady, she'd already had contact with a cardiologist. They'd done tests. She was his patient. I don't think he at any time did he ask her about the way she breathes or the way she sleeps. He didn't ask any of that. And she didn't know. Here's the catch. She didn't know to tell him.
Right.
So that's where people can fall through the crack. And that was, so I immediately finished, but today she got referred to the sleep doctor and she's going to have an overnight sleep study.
When do you come in?
If they do a sleep study, after
Yes.
it's done, they do my program, unless now, if a person goes in and they stop breathing like 60, 70, 80 times an hour, the doctor's not going to let them out of there without a CPAP.
Right.
Okay. And I don't blame them. I'm just,
yeah, you're
I'm
not
assuming,
against CPAP machines.
well, no, not if that's what you have to have. And, but even if you're using a CPAP, I've treated someone before who stopped breathing 66 times an hour, and after, and he had a CPAP, but after 7 weeks of doing my exercises, he went from 66 to 11 times an hour. Okay, so he may still need his CPAP machine, but it's still better. I think it's lessened his lesson. He has less chance of the heart problem, with 11 times an hour versus 66. It's totally up to the person if they want to get off the CPAP, but I don't recommend it unless if you just have like 5 times an hour, 5 and below of not breathing per hour, that's not considered sleep apnea.
I don't think people understand, I know I didn't, how dangerous sleep apnea is. But when you actually stop breathing in the middle of the night, that if you don't get woken up by your snore, I don't even know when you're going to wake up because you literally stop breathing.
Well, there is a part of our brain that the job is, hey, if Joe stops breathing and he's not supposed to be dead or whatever, if Joe stops breathing, we wake him up, and that's
Right.
where the snort comes in because he's been quickly awakened. But then I think I was telling you the other day that some people, that part of the brain doesn't work. And so they don't get the signal. They don't get the email or whatever, and they're the ones that it's more dangerous for them.
Now, you teach also, you work with people who have tongue thrust.
Right.
And tell people what tongue thrust is.
Okay. Tongue thrust is when you swallow and your tongue is not in the right position. Okay. So I tell you what, the two of you swallow your saliva and tell me what your tongue pushes against inside your mouth when you swallow. You've never had to think
Do I
about
swallow mine or hers? So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ask again.
My teeth.
Yes.
It pushes against your teeth.
Yes.
What about you, Steve?
Yeah, it pushes against my teeth.
Okay. Congratulations. Y'all both have a tongue thrust.
Oh, good.
I have a big tongue. No, I really do. I have a
Gene
small.
Simmons.
I have a small mouth. They had to pull teeth when I was younger because it
Oh.
didn't fit all in. So my
Right.
tongue was too big for my mouth.
It's a family show. So,
Well, Sophia, I discovered that when I was treating people, their tongues are just too big. And so I invented a tongue stick, and you stroke it on your tongue and it makes your tongue skinnier.
No way.
oh yeah, I'm so glad.
Seriously?
She has
'Cause
exercises.
It's here. It's like on the sides, not.
I know. And that's this is a special stick. Sophia, I invented this and I have a patent on it. So it must be
Wow. I was
important.
going to ask if you had a patent.
Absolutely.
You.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it
but
really works.
you just stroke. I'm sorry. Yeah, it really works.
Let me
I know
see.
it's weird.
We're trading
Let me
saliva
see.
and we're stroking.
Stroking our tongue.
So that helps with tongue thrust.
Well, okay. Yeah, it does.
Helps.
Because here's the thing. Okay. Your tongue probably lives on the bottom of your mouth.
Yes.
Okay. All right. This program is going to train your tongue to live on the top. Now, up on the upper palate, it's skinnier up there.
It is.
Your tongue is not used to a skinny place. It's used to be able to just hang out,
Right.
So we need to make your tongue skinnier so it fits up on the roof of your mouth. So that's for people with a
amazing.
tongue thrust or mouth breather or snorer. They all
that's-
need the same thing.
Look, you twirl it, put it up.
But that's
Yeah.
amazing. Do a lot of people have tongue thrust?
A lot of people have a tongue thrust.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you're a speech pathologist, right?
Right.
And because I want people to understand now, Janet's in South Carolina,
North.
North Carolina. I'm sorry.
I want to get one of those tongue thrusters.
Yeah. And I want people to know you do telemed, which means you can do it by Zooming, right?
I can Zoom, and really the best thing for all these listeners is to go to correctmytonguethrust.com and order your own program. It's very inexpensive. You get everything that you need, 7 weeks worth of exercises. You've got a video with me teaching an adult male, how to do all the exercises so that you're doing it correctly. You've got another video, and I will be at my desk waiting for you in what I call the exercise room. You have to practice your exercises 2 times a day. So come on and see me. I will count for you. I will time things. You just have to copy me. You don't even have to think about it. Just copy me. I make
And
it.
Janet, it's a
super easy.
7-week program.
Yes, it's a 7-week program. And so what we were going to say about the Zoom part, I think it would be ideal for someone if they wanted to have a Zoom consult at the beginning, maybe. And, I can help make them feel better knowing that they are a good candidate, or maybe they aren't. And I could identify that. But
does insurance cover that?
Well,
Or is it
insurance
private
covers
only.
Insurance covers a tongue thrust. Okay,
Oh.
and it's a medical condition, and I'm going to tell you why this is a medical condition. A person with the tongue thrust does not initiate their swallow correctly. Y'all initiate your swallow by pushing the back of your teeth. When you do that, you have a weak swallow. So if you are trying to swallow food or anything, you might feel something kind of getting stuck in your throat and hanging out
Right.
for a while.
Oh my
Okay.
God, you might have
That's,
just
that's a very common thing because your swallow is weak. But if you put your tongue tip on the roof of your mouth right behind your teeth and you kick off from there, that's the perfect swallow. It's like a wave. Okay. So it's a medical issue if you are not initiating your swallow correctly, and the insurance companies do usually take care of that.
It's so amazing that insurance does not cover these techniques for sleep apnea because, I mean, it is definitely a medical problem. That's one thing. But you know what, Janet? I was just thinking, I'll bet you've saved a lot of marriages and relationships.
And lives. Maybe
Well, I don't know
lives.
about the lives part, but I think snoring was like the number 2 reason for divorce,
I
right?
can believe that.
No way.
Yeah, think about it. I
Serious?
believe that.
Go
Yeah.
in another room and sleep.
Yeah, but who wants to do that though?
That happens. That happens. Yeah.
Do you see more males or more females?
Oh, I don't know the percentage, probably more females.
Okay.
Okay.
I would have thought it would be men.
I did too.
Well, snoring is an embarrassing thing.
It is.
You know, when I grew up,
Everybody denies it. I
When
wasn't snoring.
I used to go stay at my granny's house all the time, and my granddaddy was over there in the corner in his chair snoring. Now,
What's the head back to?
we all thought, look at Grandpa, he's snoring. He's sleeping so good. See, we were growing up thinking that if you're snoring, that means you're sleeping. But it's the opposite.
Yes.
It means that you are not sleeping well. And so anyway, it has a negative connotation with it. You know, it's a social thing, and men are quick. Well, both men and women both are quick to deny any
Yes.
part of snoring. You know,
That's right.
even right in front of their spouse, they deny it. So
Yeah, because I don't walk around with a sleep app machine on. So if I've had a long day, I'll fall asleep. If I fall asleep, that means I'm going to be snoring. And someone will go, "You're snoring." And we're like, "No, I'm not snoring." It's very embarrassing. I don't know why it would be.
well, I think it's the noise that it makes. I'm trying to stop using the word snoring so much, actually, and just talk about mouth breathing. If you're breathing through your mouth, because that snoring is just the sound that it makes when the air is going back and forth around your uvula. You know what the uvula is?
Yes.
Okay, that thing that hangs down.
It's
in the
on
back.
No, I'm just kidding. Listen, we've done like 3 shows together now. I love what Janet does because I really understand it. And she wrote me last week and said, I don't know if you believe in this or not, but I want to use you to show you. And she doesn't understand. I totally believe in what she's doing.
Good.
And I know, listen, Janet.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It just makes sense. And what's nice is you could be in any part of the country and Janet can help you.
Janet, are you a PhD?
No, I have a master's degree.
You should be. Write a dissertation on the tongue thrust.
I know.
No,
I'd never heard of
seriously.
tongue thrust before we met with Janet. And
It's
that means there's
amazing.
people walking around out there who probably have it and don't even realize it.
Well, another thing that's real important here is actually the size of the tongue. We've talked about big tongues, and a lot of people, a large percentage of people have a wide tongue, okay? And it might be embarrassing, but so many people have it. You're not alone at all. But this program literally makes your tongue skinnier. Do you ever accidentally bite the sides of your tongue?
Oh,
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. All the time.
Okay.
Like
Well,
right
see,
now
when
I
you
have
start this,
spurs
when
on
you start this
my
program, when you start this program, I'll ask you, are you still biting the sides of your tongue? And you'll go, oh, I forgot I did that.
I just put Band-Aids on.
I just feel my teeth on it all the time. I mean, I had to have 4 teeth pulled when I was a little girl because my mouth was so, and then braces. But
Janet, first of all, you're so easy to work with, and people don't have to be embarrassed because this is what you do for a living. You've
That's
seen it
right.
all, and it's so easy. They can pick up the phone, or they can go through your website. Janet even made a website address for each city.
I think that's cool. And I also think she should. I think she should write a paper on this and have it published everywhere and on the medical
Well,
journals.
I have spent probably 10 years working on that, Sophia.
Oh,
And
well,
it's, yeah,
It's
it's
a
harder than you think. It really is. It really is. See, I have to have research done.
Right. But I
You-
thought maybe you did when you used your little candidates and you were documenting and
Well, okay, those people were just snorers. Okay,
oh,
I didn't know anything about sleep apnea.
uh,
This is the very beginning. I just got people who snored, and it ended up that I think 11 of those people were on CPAP machines. But what has to happen to be published and for doctors to even begin to recognize it is we have to have the person has to have a sleep study before they do my program and then one after they do my program. It
right.
is easy. It's easy to research it, but it costs money. And
well, it should. This is what you do for a living,
yeah,
and it's your expertise.
but somebody has to pay for the sleep studies.
Yes.
Right.
You see, and so I had a research friend at University of Arizona who's been trying to get me a grant with the National Institute of Health for years, and I've got all the responses. It's really very interesting, but they just didn't. They thought it was a great idea. They just didn't want to give me the money, and I'm pretty sure that other professionals don't want to lose money making their things that stop snoring, and you know what I mean.
We've only got a minute left. First of
Okay.
all, we are so blessed to have you. Give everybody your phone number.
Okay, it's 828-273-9888. And you go to correctmytonguethrust.com. And some of you snorers might say, that doesn't have anything to do with me. Yes, it does. It does. It will take care of your problems. So stopsnoringphilly.com and stopsnoringhouston.com, stopsnoringdallas.com.
And guess what? Guinea pig doesn't sound right, but I am going to be trying this because I believe in.
What can we call you?
Oh, not a guinea pig. What else could we do when you're a test case?
Guinea pig.
Anyway, we got to get out of here. And
Okay.
listen, Janet's going to be with us every month.
So
she'll be back next month. That's why I wanted to get her on in 2 of our markets instead of 1. Janet, we love you. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, Janet. That was Janet Bennett. Oh, I love what she does. We will be back with you again next week with more Ask the Experts.
Look at us.
I know, we're outside. I'm basking. I'm basking in the sun. Let's get out of here. Thank you so much, Juan.
Bye, Juan.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.